Oh, I got it. Got it.
What's up, bro?
What's going on?
Man, looking at it, how are you?
I'm good. How you feeling?
I feel good, man. I feel good. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Enjoying this Friday. Trying to
Yeah.
decide on dinner.
Okay, yeah, I'm about to eat right now.
Man, what y'all
Yeah.
having?
It's a friend's birthday, so we're at a little restaurant. They're gonna do like a little special thing for my friend's birthday, so it's just us in here.
Okay, dope, dope. Let a few more people
But I'm gonna
come
have
in.
I'm gonna have I'm gonna have shrimp. So
Okay. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm sure trying to decide what I'm gonna have, man. I'm glad to get you on here on this Friday, man, to talk about, a real cause,
yeah,
talk about a real movement.
yeah.
And for everybody who's just tuning in, we're talking about the Justice for Julius Jones campaign and the song that Jabee created around the movement. Myself, I'm Nathan Pirtle, as you know, and my role in the Justice for Julius Jones campaign is to work with my partner group, Represent Justice and Alliance for Safety and Justice, to bring as many eyes and ears, as possible, to talk about the injustice, things that are going on in America, that have been going on. The system that uh, was designed the way that it is, that people call a broken system,
Hmm.
and um, it's deep. So, we're bringing together different musicians, actors, activists, organizations, together to push towards this cause. Um, and so, JB, I would love for you to introduce yourself and talk a bit about how you met Julius, and how the song came about, and just how you got involved in this movement, and involved with Julius Jones in a case that is so faulty, as anyone who's seen the case, knows that. And it ties in with our movie, Just Mercy, that Represent Justice was built around, where you take this guy, Walter McMillan, who was innocent, but he was tried in the South, and, he was guilty until proven innocent,
Yeah.
which happens so often, with black and brown people. So I would love to uh, hear, how you got involved and how you created the song.
Okay, so I'm from Oklahoma City. So I grew up in Oklahoma City. Went to Oklahoma City public schools. I went to Hoover Middle School. My sister was at John Marshall with Julius. I was at Hoover. His mom taught at Hoover. And so when all everything happened, like it was everybody knew about it because he went to John Marshall. Everybody knew about it because it was everywhere, all over the news. And so, but I was a kid. But like anything, life kind of goes on. You know what I'm saying? And you hate to see it, And I didn't even, I didn't even know a lot of the story until the last defense. But I guess like my beginning of getting involved in the story was with the last defense, and so I've had a few small roles in like some TV shows, a couple movies, commercials, and things like that. And so I actually got a role in the last defense, and I was playing Liddell in the last defense. Whenever we were filming, they were they were saying his name was Larry, and they were saying I think they had different names for everybody, and it was real confidential, like what it was about. And so as we're filming, I'm just kind of like I'm talking to the director and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, this sounds familiar, and so I sat down with one of the producers. He was like, yeah, so you know, here's the deal. He told me. I said, I remember that. I said, oh, this is like I'm legit playing. Like this is, you know what I mean? Like this is, I'm legit a part of something that happened in really in Oklahoma City that I remember. You know, like not just like I'm just doing it, but I remember. You know, and so all the scenes of Liddell are me. So the Liddell character in the Last Defense, like all those scenes are me playing him. But so that was kind of like my first, like, you know, just doing that and learning the story. That was like my first, you know, involvement was being in the Last Defense.
That's
And
crazy.
so from there, I just, you know, I was operating a theater auditorium on the northeast side of Oklahoma City, and we showed the Last Defense there and had an event there. And so from then on out, I was just plugged in. And so I got in touch with his sister, and she and I started talking, and you know, we were promoting the event to come see the movie and stuff like that, or see the documentary, and talk to Jimmy, and then eventually I think it was Jimmy who passed Julius my number,
Yeah.
and so we just started talking, and so the song came about because I started talking to Julius while I was working on my album, and he would just call me and, you know, ask me how it was going, and you know, I would tell him about the songs that I was doing and things like that. And so he would tell me that he had poetry. I know he had a book of poetry and things like that. And so that's kind of how it started, was, you know, him reading some of his poetry to me over the phone. And I was like, bro, like we got to get this out. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how it all started.
That's amazing, man. What was that writing process like? Um, you know, knowing that your words um can ultimately impact this case. It can drive more eyes and attention to this case. So I know that while writing this song, there are a lot of things that are weighing heavy on your shoulders. So I just want to know, like, what was that process like?
So initially, 'cause I think you heard the first version of the song, right?
Yep, I
So
did.
initially, the first version of the song was just like a day in the life of Jabee, and I was just gonna talk about my day and the life, and I was gonna come home. I would get home because he would write me letters, and
Yeah,
so he would always write me these letters, and the envelopes would like have my name really cool, like he would draw my name really tight, and so um, the first idea I had, which is the song you heard, was like a clip of was just me talking about my day, and I get home and I get a letter from Julius, and then instead of me reading the letter, in essence, it was him reading the letter to me. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And the letter was a poem. So that was the original. That was the original idea, was because, um, you know, a lot of things throughout the course of me recording my album, there were a lot of things that, you know, I was wanting to include. And one of those things was Julius. I actually put him on the cover of my album too. And when it came down to it, I was just like, man, like I wanted to do something different. And so I just said I'll hold off on putting it out, and I'll do it. I'll put it out on its own, you know, maybe
yeah,
like in a year. And so so that was the initial, you know, writing process. I was whenever the day I think we recorded his vocals, I feel like it was like the week or the week before. It might have been around when Kobe died,
yeah.
and I was in Tucson, and we were just recording it, and he called. We recorded again, and we finally got one that we thought was good, and that was gonna be the song. So
That's amazing.
I did end up changing it. So
Yeah. And then had another question. It's what do you hope your song and advocacy will bring to the Julius Jones campaign?
I just hope it brings more attention, which is one of the reasons why I changed it, because um, whenever the day I changed the whole song was the day after the Attorney General had his press conference.
Yeah.
that's the reason why I changed the song, and it is the way it is now. And it wasn't about me, like, you know what I'm saying, like a day in the life of JB, and I get this letter from Julius Jones. It was listening to the the press conference with the Attorney General, and him just pretty much saying, I don't care who says anything. I don't. He pretty much said, I don't care how many celebrities he gets. I don't care if it's this person or that person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so immediately after, I called Cece, and I was like, "What?" And she was like, and she, I always call her, and she's always like, "We knew this would happen. We have a plan. This is what we're gonna do next." And so I was just like, "Well, if he don't care about other celebrities and all these people talking, speaking up for Julius, he needs to hear Julius speak for himself." You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
took Julius off the end of the song and put him on the front of the song. And then what I wanted to do was, because his words were so poetic, I wanted to kind of simplify it and kind of tell his story and say what happened for him for those who don't know,
Yeah.
and not make it about me, but put the focus on him and on his case, and say, listen, like, we know what happened. We know that this is wrong. We know that a DA named Bob Macy who made a career. uh, the highlight of his career was how many people he could kill. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That was the highlight of his career, was the death penalty. And I think if the highlight of your career is how many people that you can kill and the death penalty, then something's wrong. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so that's the reason why I switched it. So my hope is that with the way the song turned out, it can be something that not only helps to tell the story, but also represents Julius and lets him speak and say his words, and he does it like with class, and he does it with grace, and it's just beautiful. And I just hope that people can recognize and really look, because it's such an easy thing to see. If you look at everything, it's a no-brainer. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's the hard
Yeah.
part. That's the hard part, is that it's so simple. But I think we're at a point to where people don't want to admit to doing something wrong, or admit to
Yeah.
have messed up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I agree. And to have over, I believe, 6 million people
6 million.
sign
Yeah.
a petition that someone was wrongfully
Yes.
accused and wrongfully arrested and still on death row,
Yes.
but his future his future is relying on a group of majority white men,
Yeah.
in a small town.
Yeah.
It just shows that we have so much more work to do, and the more that it means we have to be so much more aggressive, you know?
There aren't even 6 million people in Edmond. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, uh, it's just, and then if you think about the history of Edmond, if you think about where Edmond and Oklahoma City were in that time, like, he didn't have a chance. He didn't have a chance. And it's just so sad, that that because of that, because he wasn't given the tools and the resources and the provisions that he needed to succeed, he was set up for failure.
Yeah.
you know um that it's just like, oh well, and we don't I'm in a state where we don't value the lives of black men. I'm in a state, and that's so hard for me to say because I love where I'm from, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's obvious, um and I just feel like, the attorney general and the people who have the power are at a point to where they hate to admit that they messed up, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, and got it wrong. And there are people out free who actually did it, people out free who actually committed the murder, and they don't want to say that, and I think that, I mean, like, the death penalty in itself is beyond me. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I don't understand that at all. But you you tell somebody, you're wrong for killing somebody, and then you kill them for killing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that makes no sense to me. Um, but that's the system that we live in. Where Oklahoma is, and um, I just pray to God, man, that my brother is free. Um, yeah. If my song could do anything, if our song could do anything, I just hope that it really continues and spreads the message that we're trying to convey, and that is that Julius Jones is an innocent man who was on death row.
Yeah.
I
And
got
for
the crazy thing is I got homies who went to prison, wrongly convicted and have gotten out. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And Bob Macy has had several cases where they were sentenced to death that have been overturned. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like it's crazy that Oklahoma let that happen.
yeah, 100%. And for anybody who's watching, you know, you can follow Justice for Julius um, on Instagram. Google Justice for Julius Jones. Watch the documentary, and
Watch the
when you
documentary.
watch the documentary, you see
Yeah,
all of the holes down to his family
yeah,
describing the person as somebody else.
yeah,
And yeah, there's an issue. And tell them where they can get the song, what to search for, and the proceeds are going directly to Julius Jones's family and the Represent Justice campaign.
yeah.
Um, justiceforjuliusjones.com. But if you want to tell them where all they
Yeah,
can get the
so
song,
you can get the song, of course, from Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, all of those places. It's also on Bandcamp, imjb.com, imjb.bandcamp.com. And I mean, like you said, all the proceeds will go towards the efforts for justice for Julius and to his family. Um, whenever before the song came out, I would always, if I would talk to Julius, I would always say like, I would tweet about talking to him or post, I just talked to Julius, and I was just kind of worried that, I didn't want to get him in trouble for recording a song, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
his voice being on the song or like anybody to feel any kind of way, And I know his sister's watching, and she heard the song, his mom heard the song, their dad heard the song, and they loved it. So for that reason, I feel really good. I'm just blessed to be able to be the person to help get the word out and spread the message and the story of Julius Jones. So yeah, man, please go get the song, watch the documentary, sign the petition, share it with your friends. It's so crazy. Like for instance, 6 million people have signed the petition. The documentary's been on TV several times, so on and so forth. Kim Kardashian, Blake Griffin, Trey Young, Westbrook, all these people have been advocating for Julius, but there are still people who don't know and who haven't heard of Julius Jones. There are still people who don't know about what's going on here in Oklahoma. So please continue to share the story, share the documentary, share the website, and just let people know. I was trying to. I'm going to do a T-shirt uh, that goes with the song and do more proceeds that way. And I was talking to the guy who designs my shirts, and he was like, "I don't know who that is," and I almost got pissed. You know what I'm saying? And he was a black
yeah,
dude. You know what I'm saying? I almost got pissed, and he in Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no reason why you shouldn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to be more in touch of what's going on around us. We have to be more aware of what our people are going through, because that Julius Jones could be any one of us, especially here in Oklahoma City, especially here in Oklahoma. That could easily be any one of us. You know what I'm saying? Is the description is a young black male, then we all are a target. You know what I'm saying?
100%, 100%. And we all know, what it feels like to be discriminated against, but we
Yes.
don't know what it feels like to be incarcerated for something that you didn't do and facing the death penalty.
Yes.
So it's very important that everyone clicks on the link that I pinned, um, and do your research and reach out
Yeah.
to us.
Definitely.
We still have time, but we don't have a lot of time. So,
Yeah.
download the song, um, go do your research and come back to us and, help us on this journey, on this fight, because
Yes.
it's going to be a tough fight.
Yeah.
It's an uphill battle. We're
It is.
facing a system that was designed, for us to fail, and designed to be able to do whatever they please with our people. And we
Yeah.
can no longer allow that to happen. And we need that unity, and we need to form that fist,
Yeah.
that our nation, our Black nation, was built off of that fist. Continue
Yes.
to fight. We're gonna continue to fight every day.
Yes.
And thank you, man. I appreciate. I get emotional about this shit,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, man. You
Man,
you you have to. You have to be emotional. You have to have passion. You got to have heart, because if you don't, you aren't able to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? You aren't able
yeah,
to like. It would kill you. It eat you up. And
yeah,
your heart and your emotion and your passion is what keeps you going. I realized that. Like I like that. The one of the lines in the song, I say, like, I can't imagine what you think about when you lay down at night. Talking about him, like when and I was laying in my bed thinking about that. I was like, my bro is laying down in his bed right now. I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get
yeah,
up and run the streets tomorrow. I couldn't imagine what he's thinking about. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like we need like we I can, so it like I shouldn't be able to sleep until bro is free. You know what I'm saying?
One hundred
and
percent.
and and that's where we gotta look at it, man. That's how we gotta approach all of this, because it's up to the people. It's obvious. It's obvious that the people in power are going out of their way to do what they're gonna do. So
Yeah,
it's up to us, the people, to step um, in numbers and not allow this to happen.
100%. 100%. Yeah, man. Some people wake up in the morning wondering, how work's gonna be, or if they're gonna have a bad day, in
Yeah.
school, or if the test is gonna be hard. And you have a man who's been sitting in a cell for
Yeah.
years,
Years.
wondering when a group of people who wrongfully convicted him will come in and say it's his day to die.
Yeah.
Like, it's real, man.
It's
Like,
it's 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 sad. It's hurtful, bro, to think about. It
yeah,
really
man.
is.
Well, I appreciate you, man. We'll talk soon. Thank you for your time. Enjoy your dinner, man, and
Yeah,
we'll catch up. We'll keep fighting, brother.
no doubt.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, bro. Have a good night. Peace.